Brother lads, welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. This latest Arsenal news and transfer news as well. Mikel Arteta has been named the best manager in the Premier League last season by the Globe Soccer Awards. A massive recognition for our manager. And of course, in his words there, during his speech, Mikel said, next season, we want to win and win and win. We are hungry and we actually, capable of doing it because we have seen this team go very close to Man City for the last 2 years. So we're going to be diving into what the award means for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, but also the words of the manager during that ceremony, because he thinks this is the time to go and topple Manchester City. Now, we are also going to be diving into Josh Kroenke's message to the Arsenal fans this summer, because he has said, we are not going to rest, and no one at Arsenal, including KSE, the Kroenke and Sports Enterprises, and also the manager and the team, and whoever is in management, we are not going to rest until we get where Arsenal have to be. And that means that we are going to have another summer where the Kroenkes are willing to put both hands on the deck and they are going to be splashing some cash. Honestly, you've got to give them some credit. 700 million they've spent on Mikel Arteta's project. I mean, when we think about the Kroenkes and KSE, you don't really think they were going to spend 100, 200, 300, and then 700 million on a project to bring back Arsenal. And by the time we get out of this summer, honestly, it could be around $1 billion that Arsenal have spent, or even just less than $1 billion that Arsenal have spent on this project. And I think we can all see that the project is going in the right direction. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Exciting news from Mikel Arteta, of course, winning that award of the best Premier League manager last season, and of course a very exciting morning as we get to review the plans for Josh Kroenke and Sports Entertainment, or not entertainment but enterprises, for Arsenal this summer. Let's start off with a big one where Mikel Arteta has been named the best manager in the Premier League at the Globe Soccer Awards. That was last night, beating Pep Guardiola to it. Now, there are a few people out there who would say, if Guardiola got to 90 points, 92 or 91, then he should be winning the best manager in the Premier League last season. But I think this was spot on. For me, Mikel Arteta was no doubt one of the best managers we saw last season around Europe. Now, for me, top 3 managers around Europe last season, I could go with Xabi Alonso at Leverkusen. I thought he did a very good job. I could go with Ruben Amorim at Sporting Lisbon. I think he did a very good job. And I could go with the manager at Girona as well. I think those were exceptional. But when you think about managers that have been there and managers that have just done a fantastic job building on what they have done, Mikel Arteta is certainly on top. Is certainly up there, right? So for me, winning best manager in the Premier League, that was well deserved. Arsenal conceded only 29 goals last season. Arsenal didn't lose a single game to any of the top 6 clubs last season. We didn't lose to Man United, we didn't lose to Tottenham, we didn't lose to Chelsea, we didn't lose to Man City, and we didn't lose Liverpool. And you've got to ask yourself a question. How is such a season not a title-winning season? How is such a season not a season where Arsenal are proclaimed champions? Again, it's the beauty of Manchester City. But for me, Mikel Arteta deserved it. For you to concede only 29 goals, scoring 89 plus goals, I think 90 plus goals, having a goal difference of 61, that is remarkable. I mean, this is a young side with a young manager, and the things we are doing are things that Guardiola should be doing, and he's done them. Klopp should be doing, and he's done them. But, there are things that Pochettino's Chelsea should be doing. There are things that maybe clubs like, I don't know, because I am really, really convinced about this project. I'm really convinced about this manager, and it will be a very big disappointment if Mikel Arteta doesn't win and if he leaves without winning. It will be a big disappointment, but I don't think it's going to happen. Now, talking about the award and talking about the plan for Arsenal, yesterday Mikel Arteta said the one thing we want to do right now at Arsenal is to win trophies. The one thing we are remaining with is to win trophies. You can see him there, getting the award from from the presenters of the award. So he says the next step is win-win-win. Arsenal have been there, we have done it, and we are sure we are actually going to go and push Manchester City because now we know we have the minerals and we have what it takes. And I think that's the last step in this Arsenal project. Listen, anyone who would tell you 2023-24 was a very good season that should be title winning season. The season prior to that, yeah, that was more of an announcement season. Arsenal announcing themselves that, hey, we have a lion in the room, we have a giant in the room, and this is Arsenal. And we almost caught everyone by surprise. If we didn't suffer those unexpected injuries at the end of the campaign, well, it could have been different. So Mikel says, at the moment, what we are focusing on is win, and you should be able to see Arsenal winning anytime soon. Now, Josh Kroenke, in the same light, has promised Arsenal fans that no one at Arsenal is going to give up. There have been a few fears that the Kroenke and sports enterprises could actually pull out a little bit because they have spent around 700 million, and they might actually say that is enough that we have spent on this project. But Josh Kroenke, the chairman at Arsenal, or co-chairman at Arsenal, together with his father, Stan Kroenke, he says, we are not giving up, we are not stopping, and we are not pausing investing in Arsenal. So no one is resting at Arsenal. The manager will continue doing his thing. The funding body, that is KSE, will continue to do its thing. The fans should continue to do their thing, which is supporting the club, and the players will continue to go and go and go again until Arsenal lift the trophy and become champions. Listen, it's going to be a very big season for me because I'm going to be a little bit more consistent, and that's going to lead us to having at least one season where Arsenal are at the top and you have your favorite content creator, producing content almost on every single daily basis. But with Kroenke's, I've got to first say thank you. I think that's the first thing we've got to say thank you. Before we run into what their plans are for the summer, because we're hearing 200 million and that's already over the top, we've got to say thank you. This Arsenal team could have been an Everton. This Arsenal team could have been like Tottenham. We were almost running into a Tottenham crisis. We're almost running into an Everton crisis where you're used to being competitive, and then new owners take over. I think that was 2011 or 2013 when Kroenke got almost full ownership. And new owners come in and everything, falls apart. They care about making money. They care about making themselves rich. And, they leave the project to die. But the Kroenkes, and I'm going to say big up to the Arsenal fans, big up to the likes of Daniel Ek, big up to the likes of Thierry Henry, who prepared a takeover script that awakened the Kroenkes. Because if it's not for those takeover scripts, maybe Arsenal doesn't get these investments. I don't know. Maybe the Kroenkes don't wake up and say, this is a project we need to be investing money in order for us to make some good money, money out of it, right? So big up to the Kroenkes, big up to the fans, and big up to whoever pushed the Kroenkes to spend, because they're actually doing the right thing. And I wouldn't care if right now they said, we are going to sell Saka to get some money out of the club. I would really care because I really want Saka to stay and I want our best players to stay. But if they start making some good money out of Arsenal Football Club, if they start getting some good profit out of Arsenal Football Club as their business, I wouldn't really care, because now we are at the top and we are self-sustaining yet again. So what is the plan from the Kroenkes this summer? The plan is nice and easy. They are going to give Mikel Arteta whatever he wants. Imagine that. Right? Imagine that. That is the plan. They're going to give Mikel Arteta whatever he wants. Now, of course, Edu has come out and said, our plan has already been approved by the Kroenkes, and we have talked about this since January, so the plan is already underway. And we know that Mikel Arteta wants early signings. We're going to talk about early signings in the next video, so make sure you do watch it. It's coming out a little bit, I think later on, 3-4 hours, it will be out. So the big point here when it comes to what Arsenal want to do this summer, especially the Kroenkes, is they want to give Mikel what he wants. So they do not want... I think this is a very, very interesting point when it comes to Kroenkes and Mikel Arteta. They love him, they trust him, and they are willing to do whatever he wants and whatever he asks for. Just imagine, a manager like Enzo Maresca going to Chelsea. he is going to inherit signings of Todi Bolle, signings of Thomas Tuchel, and the signings of Mauricio Pochettino. So he's going to, and that is billions there that Chelsea have just spent in the last 2 or 3 years. You just can't move them on. So you've got to work with what they have. With Mikel Arteta, he's got to work with what he wants to work with. Like, where do you get, in which world, if you're not Alex Ferguson, in which world do you get such a privilege, right? Because with Ferguson, he was an established Manchester United gaffer that said, I want Patrice Evra, and they could give him Patrice Evra. I want Robin van Persie, and he could get, Robin van Persie. But Mikel Arteta, a manager without a CV, with all due respect, I mean, he's good, but he's got no CV. A manager without a CV says, I want Declan Rice, and Declan Rice alone, and he gets Declan Rice. I want Jesus and Zinchenko from Man City, and he gets Jesus and Zinchenko from Man City. I want a new goalkeeper, and I don't think Ramsdale is working for me anymore, and he gets a new goalkeeper. He's so lucky to have the Kroenkes in this shape. I don't know what is done to them. I don't know what the plan is that Edu and Mikel Arteta took to the Kroenkes, or what the Kroenkes actually manufactured as a plan, but this is good. This is really good. So Mikel has got to use this, right? Because this could be the last summer that the Kroenkes are going to give him 3 to 4 signings. I don't think next summer he's going to ask for another 3 to 4 signings and every summer and every summer and every summer, right? So he's got to use his chances right, and he's got to use his calculations right. He's got to get the bearings of this summer absolutely spot on. If you want a midfielder, go for high class. If you want a striker, go for high class. If you want a defender, go for high class. Because it has shown, and it is now clear, that the Kroenkes are happy with the progress that you've made. The Kroenkes are happy with what you've done as a manager. They're saying, if finishing second to Man City in back-to-back seasons needs, a Sesko and a Guimaraes and a Joro Harto to be rectified into finishing top of Man City, we are actually going to do that. Mikel Arteta cannot mess up. Mikel Arteta cannot fail. Like, they've just offered him a blank check, and they've told him, write whatever you need. We are going to do some summer sales as well. So write whatever you need, and we will try to, get it for you. It doesn't get better than that, right? So I still expect Mikel Arteta to get his, top priority signings. Maybe 1 or 2 will not come in. Maybe Alexander Isak might not come in because of Newcastle. Maybe some of the deals might not happen because of release clauses that are expiring a little bit early, and then we have the Euros. But I still expect some quality signings at Arsenal. I won't be surprised to see an 80 million midfielder. I won't be surprised to see a 90 million striker, because the chance is there, and the Kroenkes are still willing to go and spend on this project. So what do you think about the Kroenkes spending yet again 200 million? For me, that's enough. I never thought we'd be sitting on a stream saying Kroenke is going to spend 200 million on Arsenal. I never thought we'd be sitting on a live video or even on a pre-recorded video saying that. But what they have done and what we are told they want to do, there is enough evidence that they are changed men. There's enough evidence that they are willing to save this marriage between them and Arsenal Football Club fans. And for me, I'm one of the people who are, literally going to put everything. If they spend 200 million this summer, yet again, regardless of who goes out, if they spend another 200 million this summer, don't touch my owners. Don't touch my owners. If they spend 200 million and it's like $1 billion, you don't touch my owners, because that means that Arsenal will turn into a self-sustaining project, and that means that every single summer, Arsenal will be able to go out there and spend 100 million. And I think the club is making a lot of money in terms of TV revenue, matchday revenue, and all that kind of stuff, sponsorships. So the Kroenkes as well are rest assured they'll be getting their money back, and it's a win-win situation, and it works very, very well. Like I said this in 2022. Why would the Kroenkes want to get 300 million out of Arsenal Football Club, yet they don't want to reinvest there? Invest $1 billion and then take out $3 billion, because this Arsenal team has got the ability of, spitting at least $1 billion for the Kroenkes, $1 billion for the Kroenkes every single year, and more than that. I'm not really sure how much Arsenal will be making for them, or how much they actually projected that Arsenal will be making for them. But the lack of financing and the lack of investment meant that they were not going to get any good money, right? Consider this. They were selling Arsenal and they were being offered 3 billion, right? 2 to 3 billion. And that was the bad Arsenal. That was the Arsenal of, Mustafi, Socrates, and all these other players. Right now, if they want to sell this Arsenal project, I think we are talking 6 billion. We are talking 6 billion because you're inheriting a team that is getting premium UCL coverage, premium Premier League coverage, lots of money from sponsors, lots of money from the fans, and you're also inheriting a team and a club with a cultural mindset that has been reset. So you're literally getting a finished job, right? There's no work to be done. The Emirates is okay. The team is okay. The manager is okay. The players are okay. If you're buying Arsenal right now, you're buying a finished product just to make you money. So the Kroenkes, I still think this benefits them. It doesn't really benefit anyone else. It benefits them, as well. The fans will be happy. The people who love Arsenal will be happy, but the Kroenkes will be happy as well. They'll be making their money, right? So let's go again. Another big summer. Let's see what comes out of this one. Hit the like button, and I'll speak to you right in the next one.